Lucas Reed adjusts his binoculars in Wraithwood Vale, the swamp gurgling under a moonless Louisiana sky, cypresses looming like twisted sentinels. He's 32, an ornithologist, camping to study rare herons, his tent pitched on a soggy hummock. The vale hums, a low, wet pulse, and his lenses catch a figure, a man in a tattered vest, face bloated, clutching a rusted shotgun, standing in the mist. He vanishes when Lucas blinks, the swamp bubbling, a yellow glow lingering in the water. Locals at the bait shop spoke of the Gloom, a poacher drowned in 1895 while fleeing rangers, his body sucked into the muck, his spirit luring campers to the swamp's depths. Lucas scoffs, his scientific mind dismissing ghost stories, but the Vale's gurgle grows louder, his binoculars fogging, mud seeping into his tent. A voice, "Come," bubbles through the water, not his own, the air thick with algae and rot. His flashlight flickers, the beam landing on a broken or in the mud, not there before. Wraithwood Vale's pull tugs at his focus, a murky snare waiting to close. Lucas huddles in his tent, heart pounding, as the Gloom rises from the swamp, his vest dripping algae, his rusted shotgun pulsing yellow like swamp gas. His yellow eyes glint, casting a sickly light across the cypresses, shadows twisting into skeletal shapes. "Sink," he gurgles, the word crackling through Lucas's radio, though it's off, the static warping into a bubbling, muddy sound. The Vale shifts, water parting to reveal bones. Campers, their skulls tangled in cypress roots, hands clawing upward as if they tried to escape. Lucas's breath catches, his lantern dimming, the air thick with rot and methane. His radio screeches, "Lucas," in a voice not his, the sound slithering into his ears like mud. In the flickering light, his phone's reflection shows his face, but his eyes are yellow, his skin bloated. The Gloom's 1895 death, a swamp's embrace, his flight from justice, pulses through the Vale, a curse that binds him to this place. Lucas feels it, a slimy pull dragging at his mind, Wraithwood Vale a trap closing around him, its muck hungry for his soul. Lucas stumbles into a bait shop, 15 miles from Wraithwood Vale, his hands crusted with mud that won't wash off, his phone smudged with algae. The Gloom's gurgle lingers in his ears, a bubbling, wet sound that drowns out the shop's hum. A fisherman, face weathered like cypress bark, sees Lucas's mud-soaked jacket and mutters, "You saw him." Over stale coffee he recounts 1895, a poacher drowned in the swamp while fleeing rangers, his body lost to the muck. He pulls campers now into the swamp, he warns, his voice low. Lucas's phone buzzes, showing a photo of his tent, a shotgun inside, though he took no such picture. The shop's radio crackles, the Gloom's gurgle, "Stay," slithering through the static, the lights flickering. A muddy handprint appears on the counter, not his. Lucas's chest tightens, his camp in the Vale marked him, the curse a slimy weight on his soul, Wraithwood Vale's muck calling him back, the Gloom's yellow eyes watching his every move. Lucas's boat glides toward Wraithwood Vale, the swamp bubbling under a moonless sky, cypresses closing in like a trap. His radio, unpowered, whispers, "Sink," in his own voice, a chilling echo that makes his skin crawl. The Vale gurgles, a wet pulse, and the Gloom stands in the mist, his shotgun blazing yellow, casting eerie light across the water. His bloated face flickers in the fog, yellow eyes staring, unblinking. The path narrows, the Vale closing in, Lucas's flashlight catching tents and gear, sunk in muck, their owner's bones bobbing in the swamp. His heart pounds, his boat rocking in the current, the air thick with rot and methane. The Gloom's voice, "Stay," bubbles through the water, through his mind, a slimy pull urging him to wade into the muck. The Vale hums, alive with the poacher's 1895 death, a swamp's grip, a flight's end, a curse that traps souls. Lucas's flashlight dims, his shadow showing not his face but the Gloom's, bloated and yellow-eyed, Wraithwood Vale a murky snare tightening around him, its depths a grave he's drawn to. Lucas's tent sinks, the mud sucking at the canvas, collapsing it as the swamp gurgles with unnatural hunger. The Gloom stands beside him, his hand clamping onto Lucas's arm, cold as swamp muck, the chill sinking into his bones like a weight. His bloated face looms, yellow eyes glowing, his shotgun pulsing yellow, casting shadows that twist into hands rising from the water. The Vale itself moves, forming muddy fingers that clutch his boots, pulling them toward the muck. His phone screen flickers, showing his face, bloated, eyes yellow, as if he's already drowned. The air chokes with rot, the Vale gurgling with voices, campers screaming, their bones sinking in the swamp. The Gloom's shotgun glints in his shadow, though he stands before him. Lucas's resolve frays, his ornithologist's focus useless against the terror sinking his mind. The poacher's 1895 drowning, a swamp's betrayal, pulses through the Vale, a curse that binds him, Wraithwood Vale his grave, his escape a fading spark in the muck's pull. Lucas fumbles with his boat's throttle, the engine sputtering to life as the swamp surges, a tide carrying the Gloom's gurgle, a bubbling, muddy sound that shakes the hull. His hands tremble on the throttle, crusted with mud, his breath fogging the air. The Vale stretches, cypresses closing in, the path vanishing into a misty void. The Gloom's face, bloated, yellow-eyed, appears in the fog, his shotgun glowing yellow. Lucas's rearview mirror shows his own face, but his eyes are yellow, his skin bloated, as if the Vale's curse is claiming him. The muck roars, water lashing the boat, hands forming in the swamp to claw at the hull. The Gloom's voice, "Stay," gurgles through the radio, through his mind, a slimy pull eroding his will to escape. Lucas is a scientist, his focus urging him to survive, but his hands shake, the boat swerving in the current, the mist alive with skeletal shapes. The poacher's 1895 drowning, a trap of muck and flight, pulses through the Vale, a loop he's caught in, Wraithwood Vale a snare tightening around him, his fear a pulse the Gloom feeds on. Lucas collapses into a diner, 20 miles from Wraithwood Vale, his boots leaving muddy trails, his phone smudged with algae that won't wipe off. The Gloom's gurgle crackles through his boat's radio, left on outside, the sound slithering into the diner's dim light. His mirrors, boat, diner bathroom, are fogged, coated with mud, the shotgun glinting in their reflections, though Lucas carries no such thing. A swamp guide, his hands scarred from years poling through muck, sees Lucas's mud-soaked jacket and whispers, "The Gloom got you." Over weak tea, he shares 1895. A poacher, drowned in the swamp while fleeing, his body lost to the muck. "Scatter moss, pray this prayer," he says, handing Lucas a bag of swamp moss and a scrap of paper with words in an old tongue. "Do it in the Vale or he'll drag you under." Lucas's phone buzzes, playing a gurgle, "Stay." Unprompted, the diner's lights flickering, a muddy handprint on the counter, not his. The guide's eyes darken. Lucas's camp marked him, the Vale's curse a chain around his soul. He grabs the moss, his plan desperate, the Vale's hum vibrating in his chest, his fear a pulse the Gloom senses, the curse's wrath growing stronger. Lucas stands in Wraithwood Vale, midnight, scattering moss, its strands sinking into the muck, his voice trembling, praying, "Release him, free his soul," the words nearly drowned by the Vale's gurgle. The swamp erupts, water forming hands, drowned campers, their bones tangled in cypress roots, clawing at Lucas's legs. The Gloom towers before him, his face a grotesque mass of bloated faces, yellow eyes blazing, mouths gurgling the 1895 betrayal. His hands, cold as muck, seize Lucas's shoulders, his voice a chorus, "Ours." Lucas's phone, dropped in the mud, records his screams, the screen flashing his face, yellow-eyed, bloated, as if he's already part of the Vale. The moss glows faintly, the curse weakening, but the muck surges, roots wrapping his ankles, the Gloom's shotgun glinting in his shadow. The Vale shakes, water bubbling, the Gloom's wrath a living force, the prayer a desperate battle against a curse that fights to claim him. Lucas's strength fades, his screams mingling with the campers' cries, Wraithwood Vale a grave he's digging, his survival a flickering hope in the muck's pull. Lucas's boat tears through the mist, the hull shuddering as he flees Wraithwood Vale, the Gloom's gurgle fading to a faint, bubbling hiss in the wind. The cypresses fall silent, muck settling like a shroud. His phone, clutched in his trembling hand, plays his prayer, Release him, but it's layered with drowning screams, campers sunk in the Vale's muck, their voices clawing at his mind. The mist outside his boat swirls, showing the Gloom's bloated face, yellow eyes glinting, though he's miles away. His team, shaken, avoids him, unable to handle his haunted eyes, his hands scarred from moss burns, his jacket reeking of rot. At night, his mirrors fog, mud coating their surfaces, the Gloom's yellow eyes watching from the corners. His sleep is fitful, dreams of sinking in muck, hands pulling him under. A shotgun, not his, sits in his bag, its yellow glow pulsing faintly. The Vale's murky hum lingers, a weight in his chest, the Gloom's shadow flickering in his peripheral vision, Wraithwood Vale's curse a chain he can't break, binding him to its swampy depths. Lucas unpacks in a new office. 400 miles from Wraithwood Vale, the walls stark, the air heavy with a swampy chill that shouldn't exist in a city building. The Gloom's gurgle slithers through the pipes, a bubbling, muddy sound that keeps him awake, his mirrors reflecting cypresses and yellow eyes that aren't his. His dreams sink in muck, hands dragging him into the Vale's depths. A news report flickers on his computer. Skeleton found, Wraithwood Vale, 1895 tragedy. The poacher's remains, bloated, shotgun gone, unearthed by trappers. Campers report a man, Lucas's build, dark hair, waving in the swamp mist, yellow eyes glowing, leading them toward the muck. Lucas's mirror shows his face, bloated, eyes yellow, the Vale's cypresses behind him, though he's far from Louisiana. His landlord finds mud on the floor, though his boots are clean. His phone sits untouched, its screen still algae-smeared, his life unraveling, the Gloom's curse a cage around his soul. Wraithwood Vale remains his eternal grave, its murky pull a weight he carries, the Gloom's yellow eyes watching, waiting, forever. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you can stay updated with more amazing stories coming your way. Join our community and never miss an adventure.